先生とどっちが強い？
そうだね。力のすべてを取り戻したスクナならちょっとしんどいかな。
負けちゃう？
勝つさ。
Spoiler warning, obviously. Ever since Gojo's declaration at the beginning of Jujutsu Kaisen that he would be able to defeat the King of Curses Sukuna in battle, this phrase has been wistfully loitering in the back of every JJK fan's mind, and with the release of chapter 221 a while ago of JJK, bringing back that declaration, all the way back from chapter 3, hype around the oncoming battle between Gojo and Sukuna grew more and more and more. We were finally going to see a fight between the two strongest that was over 200 chapters in the making. The strongest sorcerer in history versus the strongest sorcerer of the modern age. However, as more and more chapters released, breaks in between chapters during this heavily anticipated fight, the constant back and forth between Gojo and Sukuna during this battle, as well as the commentary from the rest of the JJK cast, all but confirming that Gojo would win. And then, well, he didn't. Gojo lost, making those declarations outdated and false, making Gojo look weaker than he actually was. And as a result of this, it caused fans of the series to recreate this iconic proclamation with characters who also suffered major losses in their major fights. Then it just evolved into any character pretty much being used in this format. Most notable of which is this legendary image of Jogo the Jogo by
Fake Discord Gamer,
which then sped off and evolved into its own separate set of memes and posts, but that's a separate thing to discuss. Now, the thing about this main panel, Gojo looking at the reader and saying, "Nah, I'd win," or some similar iteration of the phrase due to there being a couple different translations. The thing about it is that there is an awful lot of JJK fans who've probably seen this image and probably do not understand the context behind it. Who even is this character to some extent, because let's be real, if an anime only sees this and then this, they may not realise that they're both Gojo due to the fact that Gege Akutami's art style has evolved over the course of making Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm going to quickly go over why Gojo says this line, what it means, as well as why the fanbase reacted the way it did by making constant cursed images about it. Throughout Jujutsu Kaisen's run, we grow to learn more and more about Satoru Gojo, whether it's through his interactions in JJK Zero, the entire flashback arc we get with him, where we see him awaken RCT and destroy Toji, and become the person who truly left his friends behind. We see him clobber curses, silence sorcerers, and pretty much destroy any living being that stands in his way. From the first time we see Gojo, one thing becomes very, very apparent. And the more we see of him, the more outrageously evident it is. Gojo is a walking, talking egotist. His overwhelming power is made quite clear throughout the series, beheading Jogo like it's no deal, claiming he could defeat Sukuna after only tussling with a single-fingered form, ripping Hanami apart whilst wearing a smile. Twice. Gojo is nothing but prideful and narcissistic. Now, why am I discussing him? Well, I bring it up to help contextualize this line. Nah, I'd win. Gojo fights a Sukuna that has access to probably less than 5% of his power at this point, and despite that, boastfully declares victory in front of the curse as well as his pupil. And once confronted by the curse again, he makes the same exact declaration. He'd win. This is of course juxtaposed by Gojo's eventual bisection at the King of Curses' hands. And the knife is kind of twisted, so to speak, when Gojo, in this kind of pseudo-afterlife, claims that he didn't even get Sukuna to go all out and use his full strength. Everything Gojo had didn't even get Sukuna to use 100% of his power. Even without Megami's 10 Shadows, Gojo theorizes that he still probably will have lost. The same man who nigh-on guaranteed victory, the same man whose ego and pride in his ability drove the majority of his actions and spoke the majority of his words for him, is admitting defeat, and not only defeat, absolute defeat. Now, some of you don't like this kind of afterlife. They think it paints Gojo in a very different light than how he was in the rest of the series. I mean, understandably so, but in my opinion, shut up. The reason I bring up all of this is simply due to his death being the perfect contradiction to this panel. This affirmation of triumph that took 200 chapters to come to fruition fell flat. And as a result, in some people's eyes, it made Gojo look a bit weaker than he actually is. I disagree, but the fandom ran with it. So they took characters who either are weak or also lost important battles in JJK, or other characters from different series, or that one fire extinguisher that Schooner yeeted for some reason. I mean, to break that down real quick, I mean, Gojo has like the 6 eyes, like he can see cursed energy particles, so this is like literally pointless. Like, bruh, this is the king of curses, like for real. And to be honest, even before Gojo's lost, people started making memes because the panel of itself does look a bit goofy and uncanny for Gojo, to be honest. I mean, where is Gojo's like nose lines? It's like the opposite of Itachi. No face lines versus double face lines. This kind of boils down to the fact that over the 130 chapters or so that Gojo was sealed in the prison realm, Akutami's art style had changed relatively drastically. Quite similar to a series like Baki and JoJo's if you read them over a long period of time. So I bet if you took these 2 panels of Gojo, quite a few people who are anime onlys maybe wouldn't recognize them as being the same character, just to the severe change in artwork over time. I mean, we also don't really see Gojo put on his iconic blindfold ever again after he's out of the prison realm, which is kind of weird to be honest, but hey, maybe that's just me. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about this single manga panel. It is the perfect image to portray Gojo's ego, and is also contradicted in the best way by Gojo's death. And the Jujutsu Kaisen fanbase took this and ran with it, creating a cavalcade of images and edits to highlight the aforementioned juxtaposition. And it's just pretty funny to look at. The video's pretty much over at this point. It's pretty much just an outro, so if you want to leave now, that's fine, but this is just for the OGs, okay? So with that being said, this will be my last JJK video for the rest of the year, but with the new year, I would love to make more videos about it as long as people are happy to watch them. So I ask you, if you enjoyed this, I've asked the same question in a couple of videos now, in a couple community polls, but I'll use this video as conclusive proof of what topic I should cover next regarding JJK. Do you want a video analysing Choso as a character, analysing Todo as a character, analysing Yuta as a character, or analysing Kashimo as a character? I know in my original video I said I'd make a sequel and cover every unnamed cursed tool, but the problem with that is that video is already kind of outdated since we know the names of some of Schooner's cursed tools, and I also made a bit of an error in that video, so I want to wait till JJK as a series is over and done with and we have a conclusive ending before I make a video that will take me weeks to make but become outdated immediately as soon as the next chapter comes out. So I'll probably make some more notes on the unnamed cursed tools video for now, for the future, so it's easier to write a script, but right now that video is kind of up in the air at the moment. I know over the past few months this channel has sort of become a JJK channel, which isn't a bad thing, but in between my JJK uploads I'm going to make a video or two about JoJo or seinen manga I've been reading, or bad anime games like I've covered in the past a few times, just to break up every JJK upload every once in a while. I mean, this channel hasn't always been about JJK, and I kind of feel bad for people who maybe haven't seen it but watch things like my horror anime and manga iceberg. I'm gonna make different videos for different people, I guess, and that's fine. Also, I like an unrelated note to kind of go off script a little bit. I looked at some of my favourite anime YouTubers like Tech King, Broken Ronin, No Operator, New World Review / Grand Line Review, and a couple others, right? And I thought to myself, how do these dudes upload so goddamn much? It kind of makes me self-conscious for only uploading like once every fortnight or so if I'm grinding. So in the new year I want to upload more videos, but also try and keep the same quality that I do with my recent videos, with these like little manga animations and stuff like that, because I think they look cool and I'm kind of proud of them. And I hopefully get better at making these animations in the future to make them look cooler. But yeah, in the new year I really want to step up my game and upload more, so feel free to tell me what you want from this channel in the new year below. But with that being said, toodles my doodles, hopefully I see you in the next one. Peace.